Areva Martin is a civil rights attorney and author. Her new book is called Make It Rain. It's about how you can build brands and get your message to the right people. And Areva is here with me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy.
It's so nice to have you. We've talked about so many different issues. You are a woman who wears many hats.
Yes.
Advocate for special needs. I mean, for people who haven't heard about you, I don't know how that could happen, but tell us a little bit more about you, getting into law and really the support for your son.
Yeah. I'm a civil rights attorney by training. I'm also an autism advocate. I started a nonprofit special needs network. But a lot of what I do is I'm a legal commentator on television, and I talk about issues, these really big issues from policing in African American communities, sexual harassment, the Me Too movement, the gun control movement, and the students that we saw so bravely marching yesterday. And I was inspired to write this book, Make It Rain, because I spent about 2 years on television talking about police shootings and African American men. And so many people reached out to me saying, I want to get involved. I have a message. There's something I want to add to this conversation, but I don't know how to do it. So this book really was my effort to help people learn how to build a platform and their own brand so that they can jump into these really important conversations, that may be happening locally or regionally and even nationally. You know, everyone, I think today we find, you know, if you touch a computer, your personal has now become public, and like it or not, we all are brands in our own unique way. So the book is about how do you control the narrative of your brand, how do you project it, and you know, how do you connect with people who your brand will resonate with.
And do you really start on the very foundation level? So, I mean, for people who've never done it, like who to call, what to do?
Yes, so people always say to me, oh, Areva, you're on TV, it's easy. But this book isn't for professionals like you and me. This book is for people who are just getting started and also people who are more advanced, but I take them very methodically through the process of identifying, you know, what is their voice? You know, what is it that they're passionate about? What, you know, how do they blend their passion with their expertise, their lived experiences, their work experiences, and how do they find their voice? And, you know, and after you found your voice, you know, how do you amplify it? How do you, again, you know, connect with the people who are going to resonate, your message is going to resonate with the most. So it's for the novice as well as the person that's advanced. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're an author, I was talking to Pauline about, you know, a book she's writing. So if you want to get the word out, this book is really going to help you do that.
And why do you think it's so important for people to be heard? I know that you deal with a lot of people that have things to say, but if they're silenced, I mean, that can be pretty judgmental.
Yes, in this 24/7 media world that we live in, you know, there's so many media channels that are just have this insatiable need for content, and they want to hear from people. So if you're a gardener in your community and you know you found the secret to growing beautiful roses, there's probably a local news station, a local newspaper, a podcast, or some streaming service that would love to have you come and talk about your expertise in growing beautiful roses. But people sometimes feel like, you know, they call it the imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough. I don't have a message that's important. And what I want people to know is you probably do. And I can help you overcome, you know, your fear, your hesitation about getting out there. Most of us as professionals, there's probably something we're really good at. And even though we don't always feel that confidence level, there are people out there that would love to hear what we have to say and that would benefit from what we have to say. And again, I can't emphasize enough those kids that we saw yesterday all over the country who had found their voices, who were lifting their voices on an issue that was so important to them, and how just by doing that, having the courage to step out, they're moving the needle on an issue that is so complex and seems to be so, you know, intractable, but they have figured out a way to get their message heard and to cause people to take action. So they are the ultimate rainmakers.
Yes, yes. And you have an event coming up. Tell me about the event.
Yes, so excited about this event. Going to be here in Los Angeles next Saturday, March 31st at the Marshall School of Business. USC Marshall School of Business is co-sponsoring the event, and we're going to bring together dynamic women, and we're going to talk about issues of leadership, empowerment, and how women are using their brands not just to grow their own businesses, but also to help their communities, what they're doing philanthropically once they build a brand. Because I use a lot of the principles in the book to promote autism and causes that I care about, like special needs. So this is an event that's open to the public, lots of great networking opportunity, and it's Women's History Month.
Yes.
So we're going to be acknowledging and celebrating amazing women. We expect about 300 women to come out to participate. We're also going to do this very unique social media bar. So those women who say, I don't know how to do Twitter, or, you know, I'm intimidated, it takes too much time, we're going to have some experts out teaching women how to up their social media game, how to jump into conversations. A good friend of mine, Ianthe Jones, who's a producer, she's producing the entire event, and it's just going to be a great way for women to come together and inspire each other, empower each other, and really learn a lot of good information about building brands.
I love that, and building up women. I love that, Areva. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. And for more on Areva and the Rainmakers Boss Lady Brunch, just go to our website, kcal9.com, and click Seen on TV.